Thank you very much for still staying with us at Plus TV Africa. And well, this is our election studio. Plus TV Africa definitely visited the INEC office in Yaba right here in Lagos State. And we had our correspondent, Felicity Ezewuike, who is here to give us a report, first-hand experience.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Felicity, for joining us.
My pleasure.
The INEC office in Yaba, how was the experience there?
Well, not surprising, actually. All the way from here to the mainland, there was no traffic, not a single one. And then there are very few people on the road. But when we got to INEC office, just before the entrance, there was this armored vehicle. We had a little conversation with the officers there who were a bit hesitant about letting us through. Eventually, they did. We were able to get to INEC office, and there was security presence there. We had, I don't know if the visual is on your screen now. We wouldn't allow us film, actually. We couldn't film anything. The security personnel said we needed to get permission from INEC representative in order for us to speak. The only INEC official we met there said she couldn't speak. She doesn't want to speak, actually, on camera. But subsequently, we were able to get through to the PRO on phone. And I just wanted to know what the situation was. Will there be a localized address to the press for Lagos State? And I just had a quick conversation with him. We captured it. Let's watch it now and see. Yes, they are aware there is a postponement, and you could see everybody was a bit laid back. That's the visual we were able to catch while we were there. Weren't allowed to actually film until the PRO spoke to the security official there via my phone call with him, explained to them that they could allow us to take just a little picture here and there, but no video was allowed. He also, during our conversation, he also explained that they will be talking to the press eventually, but for now they're having meetings, and that they, something else he said that stood out for me, that people should await further instruction from INEC. Okay, let's see if that phone call is ready now.
Okay, we'd like to take a listen.
Yes, the situation for Lagos State is not different from any other INEC office throughout the whole country. You all know, as I know, that early hour of today, the INEC chairman announced the postponement of the election to later, by a week. That is, the presidential election will now come up on the 23rd of February 2019, while that of the governorship and state assembly will come up on the 9th of March 2019.
Okay, so but what's the situation with all the materials that have been deployed already? Will they be sent back to the CBN, or they're going to remain at these offices? And what are the security measures that are taken to ensure that they are safe?
We are waiting for further directive from the commission in Abuja on what to do about it. But as they are now, they are still safe, because most of them are not been open, and then they are still intact. But we are still, as I said, we are waiting for directive from Abuja, from our INEC headquarters in Abuja, on what to do about the materials.
All right, sir. Any information you would like to share with Lagosians at this time?
Well, the information I have to get just to echo what the INEC chairman said, and to appeal to them that it wasn't something that is deliberate, but for us to have a good election. That is why the commission took that decision. It may be painful, but it should please bear with us so that we get it right in a few days' time.
So, I mean, David and I obviously are in agreement on this one. These electoral materials, of course, people would be wondering, how safe are they?
Yeah.
Because they had already sent out these non-sensitive, and the sensitive ones were also on their way. So how certain are we that these things will be safe?
Well, you heard the PRO there. He said that they will be liaising with security agencies, and that some of these sensitive materials have not been opened. So some sort of security will be provided for these places. I mean, 100% security, no one can really say, but and the situation was unforeseen. So one would expect some challenges going forward. We're hoping that the security agencies will be able to do something to ensure that none of these materials are tampered with or touched in any way.
And while awaiting the further directive from the communication on the movement of these materials, do you think we would have any information soon from them?
Well, like he said he's in a series of meetings, so we're hopeful, maybe before the day runs out. I did ask him if he could come to our studio at any point. He said, well, as he's looking at it, he won't be able to, but he will be willing to talk to us via the phone. So maybe before the day is over, we will get an update, not only on the security of the materials that have been disbursed, but maybe the ad hoc staff who had made arrangements on how to go. There were some stations, polling stations on the island that had some of those staff already on the ground, despite the announcement that the election had been
While you were on your way to the INEC office, did you in any way encounter some people who showed up looking a bit more confused than usual?
No. This is an age of social media, so I know a lot of persons, even those that weren't on social media, would have gotten the information on
from
WhatsApp.
Their neighbors
or their neighbors or something. My mother actually called me. I was asking, is the election postponed? And I said, yes, it's been postponed. And she doesn't have access to the internet. She's in the village at the moment. So you can imagine that if the information can filter to such remote areas, you wouldn't see a lot of persons on the streets of Lagos. Some maybe people going to work knowing that the situation has changed. You see them. And transportation, I think this morning might be a bit hazy until people get to know. Because people have obviously made other plans for today. Some to go vote, some to take it as a day to rest. And
we also saw pictures of supermarkets and superstores filled with lines and lines of people trying to buy up.
Well, that's certainly not the scenario. We actually took some shots of the streets of Lagos this morning. I'm telling you, it was virtually empty. I'm like,
because
is this
people
the Lagos
plan to
that
stay
we know?
in. Yeah, people literally plan to stay in. After voting, they wanted to go back home because they know that nobody would be open till after 6 o'clock in the evening. And of course, if you do venture out, I mean, last night was
people were already
mayhem
prepared.
of sorts. Yes,
people were already prepared. Like you said, they went to supermarkets to shop, last-minute shopping to ensure they don't get broke or hungry in the course of the day.
Well, thank you for
Felicity
your time, Felicity, and it's good to also have the feel from Lagos and know what's going on there. We've also had reports from Abuja.
Hopefully we can get from other places. Yes. Well, Nigeria Decides continues. We're still bringing you feelers from different parts of the country as to how this postponement of the elections is being received in other parts of the country. We'll be right back right after the break.
Don't forget to share your thoughts, pictures, and videos on all our social media platforms. We'll be expecting them.